welcome back to the Spider's Web, and in this video we're going to be painting the two Centaurs. This is the final group of minis from the core set. We only have two, so it won't take hopefully as long to paint, but they are bigger models than the last ones. So what do we have? Well, we have his Centaur's face there, the beard, with the skull of a deer or a stag over the top with the antlers. We have a wooden staff which is on fire, body of the horse, body of the man, and there we are really. That's it. Now I've noticed in some really horrible places there are mould lines which I have struggled to try and get off but can't, even with a file. It's tricky because of where they are. I do have some emery boards which I use to sand down. But as I say, it's because of where it is, it's tricky to get at. We've got that one there, but we've got them horrible ones down the arms there. They're the worst. Well, that's not actually a mould line, that's where it's glued on. That's the mould line there, as you can see, but the mould line goes right down. It's not in fact a mould line, it's where two pieces of the menu has been glued together badly. There's the problem. And we have that on both minis. But, well, never mind. Blind man on a galloping horse. Won't see him. So, let's get on with it, shall we? What are we going to start with? Well, we want flesh and for the human section, and we want a dark colour for the horse. Obviously there's going to be some trickiness in painting. I'm going to do as much as I can now. I'm going to leave this flame area. I'll try and do that another time because it needs straightening a little bit. The mould lines on this model are in stupid, horrible places that I can't do anything about. It's annoying me. But, oh well, nothing I can do about it. So yes, let's get on with it. First off, for one horse, we're going to do him, and we're not going to do the standard horsey colour that you'd normally get, which will be black or dark brown. We're going to use a darker grey colour to start off with, and that colour is going to be Ashen Grey. So let's get some of that on a palette. You know me, I like doing my own versions, I don't like doing the same as everybody else. So we'll get that on the palette and we'll wash our brush, and then we'll paint exactly where the horse's body is, trying to not paint the areas that is harness, I'm saying harness for want of a better word. I don't think it would be harness. All these little straps of decoration, that kind of thing. I'll just go over what we can, and that's what I'm looking for. Make sure every area that is going to be the horse is painted in this colour. I mean, I may actually change colour for the other one and have it like a black or brown, but there again, no, I don't think I will actually. I think I might have them grey, 2 grey horses, just for change. Because so many people doing black and brown, I don't see many doing them grey, so that's why I'm doing mine grey. Not the fact that I'm an awkward so I don't want to be different. Call it awkward, call it individual, I don't know. So we'll get as much of this painted as we can. I have to try and get everything that is this horse in this colour. Okay, I'll try to paint the tail a different colour altogether. Paint it white or black, but I want to stick with grey because it's easier. As you can see, I'm using a smaller brush because the amount of detail in this, and there's certain things like this flaming staff that he's carrying is so close to the actual mini. I don't want to get paint all over it by using a bigger brush, so that's why I'm using a smaller brush. And it might take a little bit longer to do what I need to do, but not all that much longer. Once this bit's done, it's going to get a wash with Northern oil. There again, I might wash it with something different again. I don't know yet, not decided, but I'm not near to that step yet, so I don't need to decide for the moment. All I need to do is just get this paint on. There we go. As I said, the amount of detail that's in this mini, if we use a bigger brush, I'll probably end up painting half of it, no matter how careful I am, so I might as well use a smaller brush. I'm not sure what colour to do the hooves. I can't quite remember whether the hooves are the same colour no matter what colour the horse is, or whether the colour that goes along with the individual colour of the horse. That's something I'm going to have to look at before I get round to doing that. But hey ho, not to worry. We need, just to make sure that everywhere that his horse is painted in this grey, or whatever colour you choose to paint yours. As I say time and time again, because I'm using grey doesn't mean to say that you have to. I've picked grey because, like I said, I want mine to look different. I stuck with the normal look that you see with the, I've done my own version of it, but I've used normal colours, or very common colouring for the Spartans. This time I want to go my own way with the horses, or the horse bodies anyway, with the Centaurs. There we go, so I think that is it for that. I don't think I've missed anywhere. Some areas not covered quite as well as I'd hoped. I need to make sure it's all covered before I can go on to the next step, which is washing it. But there we are. That is that bit done. Okay, so I will do the next one and then come back when that one's finished. Okay, that looks about it for this section. I can't see at the moment anywhere that I've missed. So let's get on to the next section, and the next section is flesh. And for that I'm going to use one that we've used once or twice before. I'll just pop that Ashen Grey up there out of the way so I know what to do. So I know what I'm looking for when it comes down to making the list. Where are you? I can't see you. Where are you? I don't want that one. There we are. Found it. And the flash colour we're going to be using is Bugman's Glow. We'll add some of that to the palette. There we go. I will give the brush a bit of a dry, and we'll get a new brush, I think. Well, it's not a brand new brush, it's just one that we haven't been using. Give it a bit of a clean off. It's got some of the brush salt on it. And let's just apply it to where the flesh is. There we go. I think I may have been better using this brush for the horse area and the brush I use for the horse area for this one. Oh well, not to worry. Oh, I'm going to got this paint on the grey for the horse. Can always go over. There we go. So yes, we want to try and get all the flesh area done in this colour. Obviously this is base coat, so I'll put this on exactly the same as we've done with the others. Put this on and then highlight up to make it lighter and lighter. I am going to, as I've said before, we'll get this bit done. Once this is done, I'll leave the what you may call it, the flame on the branch, on the staff that he's holding. I'll leave that until the last bit to do, because I want to straighten up the staff. This brush isn't working well enough for what I want, so I'm going to change brushes. And I'm going to go back to the brush I was using originally. Because I can get in and paint some of these finer details easier. So as I was saying in the last video, use a brush that is suitable for the job. I thought that number one brush that I was just using would be okay, but unfortunately not. It would have been better for the horse's body rather than the human skin parts that I'm doing now. But you live and learn. So that's it. We will do the other one now, and then once that one's done we'll come back and carry on with doing other bits. Okay. There we go. So there we have both the Centaurs horse parts and human parts done. Now I just want to touch up a little bit on the first one's horsey bits, because I copied it with some of the flesh tone, and as well he has a little beard. I'm going to do his beard in that Ashen Grey. Now, that's that bit done. Next job. We'll get the armour done, and for that we'll use what we normally do, which is Warplot bronze. I'm going to have to get some more of this, but we have enough for this job. And there's only a little bit of armour, and that's over this shoulder here. There are other items of metal around him by the look of it, and we'll do that in this colour as well. and I'm trying to avoid hitting the tripod with the brush as I'm using it. I keep catching the cable for the camera. Oops. So just be gentle as you can with it, or as careful as you can with it, making sure that you just get the areas that should be metal. Try to keep away from the skin. Try and keep away from the skin. There we are. And so we have other, in fact, just get a little bit of this on our palette. We don't need much. There we go. I'm sure this one will be metal. I don't think these, I think they're more of a stone colour. There may not be any more metal on this. I thought there was more, but it looks not like there isn't. Okay, so I'll just do that and then do the same again with this fella. So John, when I finish this one, okay, so we're about, oh, I just realised I've not got my little lampy thing on. Oh well. Right, so that's the metal areas base coated, and now what we want to base coat is the leather areas, which would be on these little harnessy strap things. And for that we're going to use Doomble Brown. You may have noticed that I'm not using much difference in the line of colours with these minis. I just want to show that just with a very small number of paints you can achieve really good finishes, and they'll all look different. Hopefully I'm doing that. So let's, I don't know what it is, but my eyes are stinging like hell at the moment. Maybe cutting this video short. I don't know yet. We'll just make sure that the all the harnessy things will be painted in this colour. They're painted, getting as close as we can to the bits we've already painted without actually going on to it. Some of these we can just get a little bit cavalier with our application, because some of these are quite close together, so we can just dab 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 dab, and near enough is good enough. But as I keep saying, just be careful what you're painting. make sure what you're painting is the right thing. Not that it makes any difference if it isn't, because you can always go back and paint over, but it just saves. If you're not, I mean, obviously if you're not certain what it's supposed to be, paint it one colour. If you change your mind about it, you can go back and alter it. But if you know something is going to be something, make sure you paint it as that. And don't paint it as something different, because you're just wasting your time. You know, accidents happen, especially with painting. You get paint on the wrong parts and you have to touch up afterwards. That's not what I'm talking about, though. I mean, just watch what you're painting and make sure what you are painting is what you want to paint it as, and just save yourself a little time. Like I said though, just quite a few times you're looking at something, you're thinking, oh it's that, and then when you start painting, oh no, it's into something completely different. This happened to me plenty times, and yeah, I can understand that situation all too well. But I mean, when it comes down to painting things, if you're painting harness in this colour, then paint all the harnesses in this colour, as I'm doing. Don't paint it a different colour and then go back and repaint it again, because you're just wasting time. I'm waffling, aren't I? I'm trying to distract myself away from that stinking guy. Oh dear Lord. Can I just say, at the moment I'm not enjoying painting this. It's not the mini. Because the fact that I'm just struggling to see it. I don't know what's going on, but so my eye's stinging and it's getting worse and worse as time goes on. So I think I'm just going to get these harnesses done. I'm going to finish it while I've started it, and then I'll bring an end to the video and give my eyes a rest. I don't really know why it suddenly started irritating me. It wasn't before I started. You know what I mean? I want to go over the grey for the horse's fur. What is fur the horses have? Is it fur or hair? I've heard it. I've heard it termed as horse hair. But when I said fur, then it just didn't seem to sit right with me, so I don't know whether it is fur or hair horses have. Oh. What you start thinking about when you start doing something like this. Oh dear. Right, so I think I've gone as far as I can go with this at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give this one, I'm going to give the flesh a wash for this. I could do more, but I'm going to give the flesh a wash, and then paint the straps on the other. Paint the straps on the other mini later when my eyes are sorted out. But why can I not see it? Yes, where are you? This is the wash we're going to be using for the flesh, ripened flesh shade. So I'm just going to go over just the flesh. I'm going to do over the stones as well. It doesn't make any difference whether I do or not. The only reason I am doing is because it's easier doing it rather than just trying to work around them. Oh, I've missed some. I've missed some of that the strapping on his back. Oh, well, as you can see there, I'll go back and do that again. I'm going to do the skin on this one as well, and then I can get and do. I've missed a bit of the skin. Get me. Okay. I'll work around that for the time being. I'm not going to do it yet, obviously. I'll do the other areas first of all, and then come back to that part. Hopefully it will be dry by the time I get to it. And just make sure that everywhere it should be washed, and there is the human part of this centaur, and the skin is washed. It's not quite dry as yet, as you can see. Yeah, it's done. Right, I'm going to go away and give my eyes a rest. When we come back, we'll do that a bit more. When we come back, both minis should be up to the same state. All the harnesses, everything done. What we'd need to do then is the stag helmet, the staff, and then all these stone areas, little stone room that are dangling from him, and the wrappings. So until next time, as always, take care, God bless, and bye for now.